You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, but yet it is there in that. If you look into things around you that are being made by the human beings, almost all the products that is lying over around you, they are the products of the human creation. Human brain, the intellect of the human brain is being utilized to make that product, right? So, when the question of protect, can that intellect be protected? Because without the intellect, these things cannot be protected. These things will not come into the existence. So, can this be protected or not? That is the very first question. Because when the question of protection comes, very first question is, where is the intellect? Show me the intellect. Can you show the intellect? It cannot be seen. No. So in the IPRs, which we the origin, please 1 minute. Hello. So the intellectual property or protection of the intellectual property has come up with the industrial revolution. It is not that right from the beginning there was a protective regime was existing. It is not like that. The concept of protecting our intellect is not very ancient. It has started only after 16th and 17th century onwards. Although human beings are possessed with the intellect, no, it is the intellect which differentiates a human being with the all other kinds of animals. Because of the intellect, human beings are being kept at the highest top position in the living world. It is that quality, it is that characteristics which differentiates a human being from the all the other living beings. So after till the intellectual, till the industrial revolution, there was no question, because nobody that copying somebody's intellect, that concept was not there. So somewhere, because the literature rate was also very less, necessities and needs of the people were also very few, very less. So therefore, nobody was bothered about the copying the inventions, copying the ideas of somebody. That was not there. So once this industrial revolution has started, then the mass production has started. Very ultimate, very immediate impact of industrial revolution was that the mass production has started. So when the mass production has started, copying the same thing, copying, if an inventor has invented something, it has started, he gave the invention to some entrepreneur, because he himself could not be involved in the manufacturing process and all. Therefore, he used to give away his invention, his ideas to some other entrepreneur, and that entrepreneur, basing on his knowledge, basing upon his ideas, basing upon his thoughts and all, he could establish an industry, and that person could make a lot of money by exploiting the inventions of the person. Whereas the inventor, the original inventor, he was in the same position as he was, right? Most probably he used to be given some paltry amount for sharing his invention, and that's all. And still, a worse situation has come up when, without the permission, without the convention of the consent of these inventors, the people have some, that means the competitors, they have started copying the inventions. So copying the invention, establishing their own industries and there's something, and marketing and making a lot of profit and business and all those things. So this is the stage when actual question of protecting the intellect of human being arose. These inventors, these authors, who are the creators of the literature, painting, drawings, they are all intellectual works there. So they have realized that their intellect is being exploited in a unlimited way, and they have represented their case with the king, the rulers of European countries, especially in UK, France, Italy, France, Spain. These are the countries, and where in fact the IPR, the concept of IPR itself has originated, and slowly it has evolved till we see what is the stage of today's position of intellectual property. So then they have to prove that when the matter went to the king, yes, this is something very serious. The copying the invention and making or the exploiting it, and then not extending or the passing the benefits to the real inventor. So that was really a matter of concern for these rulers as well as the inventors and the authors, right? So then the very first question was that, okay, what was happening is really is unjustified, unfair, what do you say, unjust benefit somebody was taking it, and definitely it requires some kind of what do you say, control, check on that, so that the actual inventors, the person who are inventing, they have a feeling that yes, whatever we are inventing, they will be protected. It will not be exploited by the others. Even if anybody will use, they will use it with their permission, with their consent. So unauthorized use can be arrested. Something the feeling has come up. So the kings in England at that time they said that yes, we will do something for protecting the what interests of the inventors. So initially, basing on these factors, that yes, intellect. But very first question before the courts or before the king rulers were that how can it be protected? How can an intellect be protected? That was the first very basic question, because it cannot be seen. When you say intellectual property, you're saying something. First, you have to prove what it is. Property, traditionally, we understand there are only two kinds of properties are there. So one we say that that is a immovable property and movable property. So that is what we understand, that there are only these are the only two types of properties, movable and movable properties means all the goods, whether the goods consisting of a very small thing or a very big thing. And immovable property means lands, buildings, these are the items that are included under this. So both of them, these are invisible, both can be touched upon, both can be felt, both can be enjoyed. These are the characteristics of a property. So when the question is come that how it is to be protected, then the proponents, the proposers who wanted that there should be some kind of protection to the intellect, they said that it should be treated as a property. The intellect of human being should be treated as a property. So the question, very next question is, how can we take property? Because property means it can be seen, it can be felt, it can be touched, it can be enjoyed, it can be gifted, it can be something. There's so many things can be done with the property. Then, then a stage of comparison has started. That yes, it can be. When a comparative account is produced before the courts, then said, yes, why not? Your intellect belongs to you. Am I right? Your That is your property. You can share it, you can enjoy it, you can give away your ideas to someone. You can do everything with your intellect just like any other property. So this is the thing, that only one difference that lies is that it cannot be seen. So accepting, being satisfied with that kind of a justification extended, Then they said that yes, it is also a property. Therefore, the intellect of the human beings should be protected as a property. And from there onwards, it is being created except but one difference which I told you, that it is not visible. It is not visible. It cannot be. So basing on that only, it is being categorized as a third kind of property. So tangible property, intangible property. Intangible means that which cannot be seen. Tangible property, as I told you, that belongs to two types, mobile and immobile. And intangible property, which cannot be seen, but yes, it do exist. It has all the characteristics as a property is, and so it also is a property. So once that was decided that yes, it is a property, all the law machinery, legal machinery that was made applicable to this property, and the same level of protection which other properties do enjoy is extended to the intellectual property also. Okay. Then came that yes, okay, the property. Then what is the subject matter of the intellectual property? How would you say that what is an intellectual property? If it is not seen, that's okay. But what it is? You say that they are the something which comes from our brain. Okay, it comes from our brain, but what they are, how they are, isn't it? That is the main thing there. So when analyzing this aspect has come up, then they said that yes, what for our brain is used for? We use our brains for two basic purposes. One, for having our ideas. Our brain is a producer of various kinds of ideas, and then expressions. We express them. Expressive field. When the ideas comes, basing on the ideas, we either make something, we create something, and the expressive field. By using the expressive field, we express ourselves. And how do we express? We express in the various ways. What are the ways of expressing ourselves? It may be via writing, oral lectures, gestures, paintings, drawings, all these are expressions. Similarly, when we create something by using our ideas, we make some product. So that idea itself is a property, itself is some kind which is worthy of protection. So that's what we say, that intellectual property, the subject matter of intellectual property is ideas and expressions. Okay, ideas and expressions. Right. So these are the idea which we otherwise call it as the idea expression dichotomy for the intellectual property therein. Okay. Now, with the ideas we call, they are being used for again further classification is being made, which I think you are all been enlightened with that, which includes patents, trademarks, designs, geographical indications and all. If type permits, I will explain that later on. But then, and then the other area, that is the expressions, and expressions by way of your writings and all, or writings, paintings, drawings, even the computer software, the entire software industry is based upon the protection as granted under copyright laws. That is, of course, is to be they're justified. Copyright software which you write, which you make the programs and all, they are actually the literary works, and hence they are literary works and are entitled for copyright protection. Okay, so the various, it is traditionally we had the four types of intellectual properties, that is the patents, trademark, designs, and the copyrights. But after, in due course, as the development has taken place, new forms of intellectual properties are being added up, like your the geographical indications, then integrated circuits, and the inventions in the biotechnology, and now the question of protecting the artificial intelligence, even that is also coming up. It is still in the argument and at the initial stages that should the AI, that is the artificial intelligence, how it is to be protected, what should be the legal protective regime under which of the forms of IP? Does it include all the forms, or does it have a that can it be protected under the patent laws, or should it have a special legislation for protecting the artificial in like that? They are still under the argument stage. Some of the so it is yet to develop and come up that. Okay. Now let us move to the uh, inventions, fields of inventions and all. And when the patent is granted, to what is for granted. And patents we understood already, I think so, that they are granted for the inventions, right? Patent has two meanings. Remember, patent has two meanings. One is patent is a certificate issued by the government to an inventor which grants him exclusive rights, with regard to the invention for a period of 20 years. Right? So this is the certificate so far. And another meaning of the patent is that it is a legal regime. It is the patents are the legal regime. Patents are the legal regime for protecting the inventions. So this is that. They are the so when you say patent, it has to. Have you taken a patent means this is the meaning actually. It is given to an invention and those inventions are protected as per the laws of the patent. Right? Remember, patents are purely statutory, means inventions can be protected only through the law of patents. There is so you may have a doubt that if suppose I have not taken a patent, what will happen? Would it be an invention? Yes, inventions. It is not necessary. Remember, it is not a mandatory thing. You need not. Nobody will make you force. Nobody will force you. Nobody will ask you to take a patent for your invention, right? If you have invented, okay, invented, go ahead. But what will happen is that in case your invention is copied, it has been taken away by somebody, you will not have any legal recourse. You will not have any legal recourse. You cannot move to the court for taking a legal action against the person who has copied your invention. Because the moment you reach to the court alleging that your invention is being copied, so very first question is, have you registered your invention? Have you taken a patent for your invention? If you are taken a patent for your invention, only then your invention is protected. Otherwise, it is not protected. So obviously, for having that protection, one has to take a patent. So whether invention is patented or not patented, in either of the cases, there is a possibility that yes, it may be copied. But then if you have taken a patent, there is a chance. You are entitled for having a protection. Whereas no patents, no protection. This is as simple as that. And that's why we advise those who are inventing or those who have invented to take a patent for your invention so that you will enjoy the legal protection as prescribed and granted by the state. No, understood. So this is why one should take the patent. That is the now the second important aspect, again just as a revision only, that all the remember all the inventions are not patentable. You may invent anything. Anything that comes to your mind, you can invent. But then all the inventions are not patentable because some of the inventions will be hazardous, injurious, against the public interest, against the natural law, against the environment, against something. So, in those cases, even if it is an invention, the policy, the patent policy of almost all the countries around the world, they say that no patents will be granted for that. Okay, because they are against it. So, for having whatever you are doing to be called what you have done an invention first, you have to satisfy three conditions. Inventions has one has to satisfy three conditions. One is novelty, and the second is inventive step, and the third one is industrial application. So these are the three pre-requirements. They are otherwise called as the preconditions for patent grant. So these are to be satisfied only then an invention, something which you have done, which you are claiming, which a person is claiming that what he has done is an invention, only then it is called that yes, if you satisfy that is a novel, it is not henceforth existed in the world. For the first time you have brought it, inventive step, totally new thing, without which the step without which this cannot be brought into the work. Features of invention, which is totally new, nobody understood. Even the person skilled in the field, he will not understand how is that this invention, how is that this has taken place. That is called inventive step. And then industrial application, whatever that is being, you are claiming to be an invention, that should be capable of industrial application. Why? What is the necessity of having industrial applicability? Because patents are patents are monopolies. They are monopolies. Once it is being granted to a person, he will have a monopoly. He will have exclusive rights for a period of 20 years. So it is the policy, again the policy of the government of any country, that yes, we will give you the patent for your invention, but then whatever you are inventing, that should be for the public purpose. It should be made available to the public. It should be helpful in something, some problem solving or something. So for that purpose, industrial applicability is required. And by having this industrial applicability, there will be a mass production. And by that, whatever the invention is being taken, for which exclusive monopolistic rights are granted to the inventor, you know, that is something will become a fruitful event then only. That yes, you have invented something good, we are giving you rights, we are giving you this. At the same time, whatever you are doing, that should be available to the public. That public should enjoy the benefits of your invention. Public should have an access to your invention because the parliament has given that. Okay, so this is the thing, how the inventions, how the patents, and all this is the basic thing. Now coming back to again, moving a step further. Now the another thing is that initially, how is that patent protection to the life sciences it applies? That is another field. Now, initially, when the patent regime has started after say 16th century and onwards, It is thought that inventions means inventions only in the field of, say, physics, that is the machines, or chemistry. Only those are the fields where there could be some kind of inventions, and for those invention only one can file the patent application and can get the patent. So this was there for a quite a long time. Not that. For not quite a long time, for centuries it was there until the uh, Diamond versus Chakravarti in 1980. And then, and of course, those have come. First case, microorganism, the first case has come where the US Supreme Court has declared that yes, patents can be granted even in the field of biological sciences also. So it does not mean that there were no inventions in the biological field. There is no invention in the living world, you know. Inventions in the living world is as ancient as the human beings are. You know, they are as ancient as the human beings are. Human beings, as I told you, they are very different because of something which the God has gifted here. This something which is there inside, no, very peculiar organ, always having some kind of thought and all. Fun. Hello? So, yes, so inventions in the field of biosciences, they are very old. As I told, they are as ancient as the human history itself. Right from the beginning, the human creativity. Madam? Acha, madam. లేదు నాకు ఇచ్చినవన్నీ అయిపోయింది. Yes. So, if you look into the age of cattle rearing, crop raising, the human history, how it has from that stone age, this age, that age, leave it all those things. But human beings, when there were wanderers, so leave that. But crop raising and animal rearing, that from that age itself, the human beings have started inventing one thing or the other thing. So whenever at that time, of course, every invention was need based. Some kind of necessity arose, and to meet that necessity, the human beings have started thinking over that and started creating something, isn't it? As we say, what necessity of is the mother of the invention, isn't it? So all of us might have learned these things that necessity is the mother. So whenever a necessity will come, then obviously we'll think over that and we try to solve the problem or something. No, so that is how some invention will come up. So in the biological sciences also, so right from the beginning when the human beings have started the crop raising, so then the person who was raising the crops and all, he used to observe that which is the best quality of the crop, the plant is there, which is a high yielding plant, which is the disease resistant plant. He used to pick up those plants and he used to grow that plant in seclusion of other plants. He used to collect those seeds and he used to again farm that and he used to get better, something like that. So that itself, in fact, what he was doing is, in fact, he was inventing something. He was doing something very constructive thing he was doing. right? Similarly, in case of the animals also, when the animal rearing has come, so then so then also he was observing which is the strong animal, which is the very strong, healthy animal, which has a good health, good, tall, healthy, all the qualities and all. So he used to select it. He used to segregate that. And in due course, slowly, it has not that mentions them. And then the most thing, and now when we came that who was that that fermentation and all, no, for making bread, wines, for all these things, it could be found out that the bread or the wines or the curd, all these things can be made only with the help of some kind of living microorganisms. Fermentation was required. Tanning industry, tanning, entire tanning, that is was there. So for that also bacteria and all required. So that's how it has grown up. That's how the life sciences, inventions in the field of life sciences have slowly, and then the medicines basing on that plants which they have collected, they have extracted, they have some of them tissues and all they have made that are applicable for treating the human beings and all. They are all similarly milk cows or milk cattle, which cattle will give more milk. These are the areas where which has slowly grown up. And then they thought that the inventions are not limited to those machines or the chemistry, that is the physics and chemistry field, but even inventions are there perhaps much more older than these physics and chemistry inventions and all, right? But then how it has come? But inventions are there, whether it is a invention was that was created with the smallpox invention, Edward Jenner, what he has made, or later on, so many are there. But then protecting these inventions, whether these what is being done, whether the with the help of these microorganisms, whether creation or making of a new kind of plant variety, right? Which whether made by the farmers or any agricultural scientists, right? Whether they do, are they inventions? Whether they can be protected, or first of all, is there any protective regime there for that or not? Okay, so this was they. This was like a question mark. It was. It is not like that. Yes, I have created something and it becomes an invention and all. Okay, why? Because uh, we, as I told you, that's that for having a patent, having a patent, first thing that it should be an invention, and for having an invention to be called an invention, right? At all, it is to be called an invention. The three conditions are to be satisfied. That is the novelty, inventive step, and industrial application. We should be there. So, is it so easy to prove existence of these factors with regard to the what is a living world? Create some creations related to the plants and all. Is it possible to have to prove to show? So these are all the challenging issues before the state, before it could grant some protection to the so-called inventions in the biological field and all. Okay. So therefore, it was still uh, in 1980, for the first time, the U.S. Supreme Court in Diamond versus Chakravarti case, that is. So in this case, the first time the court said that the microorganisms, those microorganisms, they are having the person, he has given a patent for the microorganism. So, brief facts. If time permits me, I will again analyze the case and tell you what is the all about. So, in this case, the person who was working with the industry, he visited. He actually, he himself was a scientist and a biological scientist. He was, and he visited near the spring, and he got some kind of bacteria from there, a collection. He got some material, and from that he has segregated one bacterium. He got many of them, and he segregated all those bacteria, and out of it one bacterium, he started studying its qualities, features, and all those things. And he could, after noting down, he has also noted down all those things, and then he could find out that this bacterium, which he brought it from there so and so, has a marvelous characteristics with it. It has the characteristic of synthesizing the oils. Oils means this crude oil. See, the crude oil, which is a hydrocarbon product, isn't it? So it, when added to such field, it could have synthesized. It has the capacity and the quality of synthesizing that material into its components. So hydrocarbons means they are being synthesized into hydrogen and a carbon dioxide, and then they are becoming clear. So he could prove, he could show that this bacterium is of a great significance. Why? Because in the areas where there is oil spills and all takes place, oil spills, I think you understand what they know. So crude oils, the vessels, that is the ships and all that carry the crude oil, or they get loaded from the oil stations. Again, they unload those things from one place to the wherever that place. So lot of oils will get spilled. Or sometimes it so happens that on the high seas there may be some kind of accidents, and this oil, you might have seen in the news items also, right? Where there is some oil tanker is got collided and the entire oil is being spilled over, it is spoiling and all. So he could show that this bacterium is of great use, because in that place, if it is added, it will have the capacity to uh, what do you say, synthesize and so this is the first thing which he has said, and for because he has done all these things, he has filed a patent for it, right? So it was opposed. It was opposed by the other persons, that how can a patent be granted to this invention? First of all, how what it is? It's a microorganism. How can be microorganism? Then the question came that which microorganism means what? A small organisms 10 to the power minus something, which can be only seen through the microscopes, cannot be seen in naked eye, isn't it? That is a microorganism. So that for that he is claiming that he wants a patent for that microorganism. Is it an invention that do deserve a patent? That was the question. So they said, no, no. How can it be patent be granted to it? Because that microorganism is available in the nature. It is only a discovery. It is not an invention indeed. So therefore, the opponents have strongly protested and objected that no patent of any kind be given to them. It right. Then after, of course, the trial court was ended, meant to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court again thoroughly gone through the entire case and said that yes, maybe that microorganism is ready available, freely available in nature, and therefore no patents can be granted for that and all. But then the way, the process through which it is being segregated, the process that do deserve protection. That is a process. That process is to be protected. And that's why he got the first patent for microorganism or an invention in the living field. You might have also noted down the kinds of inventions. Okay. So kinds of patents, sorry, kinds of inventions, kinds of patents, product patent and product patent and process patent. No, these are the two types of patents. Product patent is given for the ultimate product. Say a person has made A plus B plus C plus D is equal to Z. So Z is the product. For that, if it is at all a new novelty and all features are there, then he will get a patent for that. That's a product patent. Okay. And the process, the entire process which he has followed. Suppose that process is totally a new process. It is not the process. See, by following the same process, one can make another drug, alternate medicine or alternate product can be made, or there may be slight change in the process and the same product may be made. Okay, so both are protected. The law says that yes, both do deserve, both are eligible for the patent protection. So that's how product patent and process patent. Understood? So this was the case therein in 1980 Supreme Court judgment, the US Supreme Court judgment, and after that there is a series of inventions in the field of the biological sciences, and then we too had the first case before the Calcutta High Court in the 1996 or so. It has come up, or 2006. I do not exactly remember, but in India also we said that yes, microorganisms, there can be a patent protection for microorganisms and all. Okay. So then the next thing, the biological sciences or the plant or which we say we want the patents for this and all. Can a patent be, first of all, what is the scope of this? Scope of biotechnology or animal, scope of plant patenting or protection to living organisms. No, something like that. So, is it possible to patenting the plants or the living organisms? How far? What is the how far we do? How far we extend the protection in the field of biological sciences, right? Inventions, so far inventions are concerned in the living world. The inventions may be of various types here, which you call generally inventions in the biotechnology. You can classify as inventions in biotechnology. So in the inventions in the biotechnological field, okay. So first of all, what is a biotechnology? Biotechnology, we understand. No, biotechnology means a technology used in case of where which involves a biological material. Okay. So what is it? It may be some invention related to a living organisms itself, some kind of change that may be brought. It may be an invention related to the tissues or cells of the living organisms. It may be the invention related to the enzymes, other things, right? Or most nowadays, which we say the stem cell technology, no, which you understand, I think so. No, stem cells which are being preserved and those stem cells are used for making the different organs of the human beings at time of at all need. Of course, they are at the origin and development stage, whatever it is. So, but then that those are so by so using some technology in either making something new or analyzing, synthesizing, or giving some new product. But all these things are related. The base material should be a living thing, living something, way we call it, or where some living organism is, the help of a living organism is taken, and then with that something is created. Okay, all the vaccines, take the example of your vaccine. What is a vaccine? It is a biotechnology, it's a product of biotechnology, isn't it? It is how a vaccine is made. Actual organism, which is the actual disease causing microorganism, small 100 part or millionth part of the needle that is injected in our body. The moment it is injected, our body's immune system get activated and produce the antibodies, right? So our body will be full of antibodies that if any attack will take place from wherever, they will fight like that. But then to make that vaccine, that requires itself, say suppose if something smallpox vaccine or vaccine for at present, no COVID vaccine. So it is how difficult it is to make that. First of all, the microorganism, the virus itself is not visible. Such a micro level, but it is a living thing. It is a living thing, Out of that, its extract is to be taken. That extract is to be collected, and that is all the technology is used there in the labs, mostly the research laboratories. They extract those things, and then out of that they have to be preserved. They have to be further synthesized. They have to be purified. They have to be preserved in a particular temperature and all. They have to be maintained and all, and then that is to be injected. That is to be transported to a proper place, kept it in a controlled conditions, and then they are to be injected, no, to the needy people and all. Whether it is a vaccine or they may be, they are called prophylactic medicines. They are called prophylactic means preventive. The preventive means vaccine is taken in order to prevent ourselves from getting infected with something less. No, that is the preventive medicine. So similarly, there may be many medicines. Biomedicines are there. Penicillin medicine is penicillin. All of you, we understand what is penicillin. No, whenever we get some kind of infections, like say cough and cold, which is not cured in ordinary way. So when you go to the doctor, they say that shall I give you the penicillin or the penicillin or this that. So what is that penicillin or what is the streptomycin and all those things? Where from they have come? Penicillin has come from a fungus, no, penicillium. From that it is extracted through the process, through a method. So that's where the biotechnology is involved. A penicillium is a living matter. It is a fungus. No, it comes in the plant kingdom, plant field. So that this penicillium is extracted, and then that is processed and is being used. So see how the things they are going on, no? So there are the medicines, the bacterial medicines. Similarly, there are number of medicines are available to us. And now we have the biofertilizers and all, and all those things are used. And then we use these things, whatever the inventions, not for just for the human beings. We use the bio inventions for the benefit of ourselves, for the benefits of the animals, for protecting the environment, for having the what do you say, agriculture field. No, in the agriculture field, there are so many inventions and so many things we do to protect the various entities in the agriculture field. No, understand that agriculture does not mean that going and plowing the field and raising the crop. Okay, agriculture itself is a very broad term. Agriculture includes many things, not only raising crops, sericulture, pisciculture, rearing the animals, cattle, or whatever it is, poultry, all these things will come under agriculture, right? So there where the inventions they are taking place, better quality of plants, how we get the better crops, high yielding crops, they are all the inventions they are. No, because of the agriculture invention only, today we could become a self-sufficient country. We are today self-sufficient country. We have come all the way when India had to major importer of food grains. Today it has become an exporter because of the green revolution, because there is a revolution in the animal agriculture field and all. Okay, so this is how some of the introductory things I made you at least to know what the things are and how it will be. In the next class, I'll tell you that whether these plants and all can be patented or no. What are the different types of biotechnological, or what is exactly biotechnology? What are the different types of biotechnological inventions are there? What is the protective regime therein? What is the difference between the, what do you say, the patents in life sciences, and what is another something is called a biological diversity, right? What is this biological diversity and what is the IPRs? These two are quite contrary, these are not the same. There may be, but I'll tell you how they are related and how do they claim and all those things. And similarly, how is that the, what do you say, traditional knowledge? How is that the traditional knowledge is being related? What role do the traditional knowledge play? And how they can be protected? Do the patent regime extends to them, or are there limitations, or are there any special protection for the traditional knowledge of indigenous people? All okay. So with this few briefing, and I think uh, okay, I will share other things with you in the next class. Okay. Uh, One question, which was the man-made microorganism first granted patent? Who was the inventor in his country? Okay, that I told you, no? That is the Diamond versus Chakravarti therein. An Indian case, that is a Calcutta High Court case. I forgot the title. Next class, I'll tell you the title. That is who got the first patent for the microorganism and all. Is it okay, all of you? So we'll meet in the next class. Hope you're understanding and do join all of you. IPS is a technical subject. It will not come by reading yourself. One has to listen to the, because of its technicality and technical terminology itself. Many things are there that can be shared and understood in the class itself. So I advise all of you, don't miss the classes. They are very quite interesting. Okay. Goodbye. Thank you all of you. Bye. I think attendance will be recorded at the center itself. Okay. Right. So
Hello, Chaitanya. I think it's coming now. Hello. Hello, my dear students. So, today we have a class for only 1 hour because Madam has got some other official meeting. Today, she has given an excellent introduction in a simple terms how the IP and the science, innovation, they're all interconnected. She has given very good examples. Once again, urge all of you to attend the classes in full strength, These classes are very, very important. You will not be able to understand, as Madam said, you will not be able to understand by reading it. You need to listen to the experienced people and you have to raise questions. You have to ask questions. That is very, very important. Whatever maybe it may looks like silly question, but don't hesitate. Ask good questions, and also notice some people are creating some disturbances. They're singing some songs. We know who are all doing that. We will take stern action against them if they don't cooperate and if they create such kind of problems. You know, it is a you don't get this kind of an experience and expertise in any university. Because of our passion, our contacts, we are able to get the best faculty from the country. So you people should take it serious and you should try to cooperate with us and establish a good relationship with your teachers. They're all repositories of knowledge in their respective domains, respective fields. If you want to engage these people, even if you pay 1 lakh, you will not get them. Such a renowned people, such an experienced people in their respective domains. So I once again urge all of you, make use of these classes and listen them carefully, write all the questions, the doubts what you have got, and raise it either in the chat box or you can come to IPR cell, which is there in the Arts College Principal Office, first floor. You will be very happy to provide all the clarifications to all of you. And attendance is a must. If you want to get your MSc degree, you need to pass in this examination. And also you should have minimum 75% attendance. Then only you will be allowed to take examination as per the university rules. So keep all these things in mind. Conduct yourself like a sincere and a good student and cooperate with us. Learn as much as possible. We are all here to help you, make you more wise, more intelligent, more useful to the society and the country. So please listen to us and do your duty sincerely. Okay? Thank you and have a good day. And tomorrow we'll be having one more class before the holidays. There are no classes in the holidays. The university has declared 13th to 17th, of October as Dasara holidays. We will be having our next class on 18th. So in overall, we will see the attendance, for all the starting from 7th October, we have started. And you can also, whoever have participated, we will also share the attendance sheet. Probably one day you can fill that attendance sheet for the first day as well, so that we can compute your attendance. People who have attended those days also, we would like to give though it was an introductory class, but we would like to give the benefit of the attendance. Okay, all the best and see you tomorrow. Tomorrow again, we are getting one patent attorney to teach you how to get patent prosecution in India. Suppose you have got an idea, or you got a technology. How do you get that patent rights? What is the process? It's very, very important in the entire value chain. Patent prosecution or getting patent rights is the most important thing. So how to get it? What you should learn? What are the steps involved? All these things will be taught to you tomorrow. by a very learned patent attorney. So please tell all your friends also to attend this class without fail. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a good day. వినిపించా కదా వినిపిస్తుంది ఓకే చైతన్య Madam has taken class from college.